Hello and welcome to this new video. It's a pleasure for me to see you here and what we are talking about today. Today we are talking about subdomain takeover, what it is, and if this is interesting for you, then you're right here. By the way, my name is Sven. I'm from Germany and right now I'm in the Swedish woods. So yeah, enjoy the scenery and what we are talking about today, it's subdomain takeover. By the way, if you like this video, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. If you're new here, a big welcome from my side. It's a pleasure for me to see you here. And as I mentioned, it would be a big pleasure for me to see you as my subscriber. But now, let's talk about subdomain takeover. Okay, today we are talking about the term subdomain takeover, and don't think that the domain takeover and subdomain takeover is the same. So there is a big difference, and we are talking now about the subdomain takeover. By the way, if you're interested after this video, what is subdomain takeover in detail? If you want to know more about the different attack vectors and details and all this stuff, I have an extended version on my YouTube channel about exactly this topic. So search for the subdomain takeover video or domain takeover video, and then I'm explaining more detail there. Okay, so but now the short version, because this is a short explanation video, means subdomain takeover is something, okay, other way around. So you know what a domain is. A domain is a full qualified name, and then you're resolving or you're translating this name to an IP address. And then that's a little bit more tricky to get all domains or do something with this. But if you are, for example, using something with external services, just an example, you're using mywebapp.heroku.com because you're deploying something on Heroku and you're redirecting requests to this one under your main domain to this one, or using this as an external service or whatever because you're using it inside your internal infrastructure, then you have this subdomain myapp.heroku.com. So if you don't need this service anymore, you're just giving this free, this web app, and don't thinking about it. But inside your configuration, there could be something, or your system could still requesting something or asking something or pinging the system. So if someone else knows that this application name was used by you and now deploying a web app or a server exactly on Heroku again, so web app or my web app.heroku.com, then what he can do, he can just listen if there are coming some requests or that you're learning about the information. He can just serve some services that were served previously. He can try to use a subdomain to bypass authentication authorization mechanisms and so on and so on. So the subdomain takeover is easier done because we are quite often using different resources at different places and not thinking about what's happening if I'm giving this resource free, and configuration is mostly a big issue here. So yeah, so that is more or less subdomain takeover compared to a domain takeover, and it's happening quite often. So this is why I'm mentioning this here. And by the way, if you have more questions, then down to the comments with this. And if you have other keywords you want or different terms you want to have a short video or an extended video as well about this one, then just write it down in the comments. It would be really a pleasure for me to see it there, and then we can have a short chat about this. And maybe this is on my to-do list and soon. So whatever time you are looking or watching this one, have a good day, because I'm now here at this Swedish, inside the Swedish woods at this lake with my son. He's just there in the base camp and waiting for me. And now we'll just do nothing for the rest of the day. And whatever you're doing, have fun, stay safe, and see you.